Hello, manifestors. It is Olivia Grace, and I am back with another video for you guys. And this video is going to be a robotic affirming challenge. And I just have this feeling that it's going to be another life-changing one. They're all pretty life-changing. All my videos are life-changing. I know you guys can see that from the thumbnail. And if you know me, if you've been here on this channel, you know that I do not clickbait you guys. If I tell you guys something's gonna change your life, I'm dead ass for real. And if you don't know me, you should get to know me. So you should come to my channel and subscribe. I'm helping a lot of people figure out where they're getting tripped up with manifestation and fixing that. But this, I think, my cat is trying to attack my feet. But this, I believe, is going to be one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful video that I have made. And it came from an epiphany that I've been kind of having for a few days now. So before we get into that, I am Olivia Grace. This is the Master Manifestors channel. Here I talk about law of assumption, manifestation, all of that good stuff. So if you're interested, then you should totally subscribe. Like the video, comment, share the video with somebody that you think it will help. My two coaching programs, Light of Love and Business Divine, will be available for purchase on my Stand store. For those of you who don't know what a Stand store is, it's just a link, almost like a link tree, or just a link that you can use to get all the info, payment options, payment plans, all that stuff you can find there. So that link is going to be in my description below. This video, I'm recording it right now at 7. I don't know if the video will be up before 9, but my assistant says she's going to have it by 9. So by 9 p.m. Eastern, you guys should be able to go ahead and check that out. You should be able to go now and like just look at it. And I don't think I'm going to get this posted before 9 anyway. So yeah, that's there for you guys. Let's see. You can join my Discord and join my Patreon. Like I said, I've been having this epiphany for a few days. My Patreon heard it first though. And I'm just going to be expanding on it. And the reason I do these challenges in the first place is to give you guys actionable things to apply the law of assumption, because a lot of people are hearing and learning, but not actually applying, and therefore not getting any results or any change in their life. So that's where my challenges come from. I'm going to intend to put my challenge playlist up here so you guys can find all the different affirming challenges that I have. But yeah, so I'm going to, now this challenge is going to have 2 parts to it. And you can do either one just based off of your level of consciousness. So, but before I get into what the challenge is, I want to explain it to you guys so it can make sense to you. Okay? So basically you are what I have been coming to, and a lot of my community has been coming to, is coming beyond techniques, right? And really settling into the identity of your God self. So I'm just going to explain to you guys how this unfolded for me and how I got to the point where I am now. So first, I realized that I was creating, like I was knowing myself as God, obviously I'm teaching you guys that, right? But it was more of me knowing I'm Olivia and my God self, you know, is also like my God self is simultaneously going on kind of, but I'm Olivia and my God self is like, you know, basically I'm lowercase g, God, and then there's uppercase G, God, right? And I'm lowercase. And so I'm basically, what I'm trying to say is I was identified more with the avatar of Olivia than the avatar of God. There we go. So I realized that, right? And I told you guys in a live, I think, I watched a masterclass by Candace. I don't know, some of you guys have heard of the channel Awaken the God Self with Candace. And she had posted like a masterclass. I, of course, felt inspired to buy it, watched it, and she really broke it down. Her and her husband, or man, I don't know. They broke it down very, very well about the God self. And so I want to bring to you guys my interpretation of that and how it landed for me energetically, and how we can really manifest past the limitations that are, on us, or try to be on us. So the first thing is to accept that you are perfect. So one of the things that happened that helped me was I had a cyst the size of a golf ball on my chest. It was very unpleasant. I'll probably make a separate video about that. It's so funny because when I was in it, when I had it, it seemed so scary and so big. And I was like, oh my God, like scared. And now that it's, healed, I'm just like, whatever, it's not that big a deal, but it was. So I'm going to make a video about that. But when I when I had that, and I had like another health thing going on as well, and I just realized because I'm in such a good state, you guys, I'm in such a powerful state most of the time. I was like, what alive in me would create something like this? Like, what alive in me called forth the experience of a cyst, or of this other health challenge? If I really am a divine perfection, I can't be ill, right? That belief and assumption has kept me very healthy in my life, right? But obviously, if I'm getting a cyst, if these things are happening, then that can't be all the way true, right? Or I can't really all the way believe that. So what I came to was there's a general belief in that I'm flawed, that I'm not perfect, that, bodies get sick sometime, and I'm this, and I realized how deep that goes, right? And so let me bring this to the next part. So accepting that you're perfect, right? And stopping believing in the imperfection. So basically, like in Candace's masterclass, I'm not going to talk all about her, masterclass. Like, you guys can go to her channel, Awaken the God Self with Candace, and buy it if you guys would like to. But when she was talking about coming beyond techniques, and we kind of have awareness of this as well in the Law of Assumption community, but just stick with me. And it's the belief, right? Or the assumption or the feeling that you have that says, I have to do this thing to manifest, right? And there's all different levels. I just had wicked deja vu. All different levels, all different levels of what we have to do, all the way from people who are, I don't know, chanting under full moons, and people who feel like they have to affirm 100,000 times, right? And people who feel like they have to wait till the planets align in their favor to manifest, whatever. We have all these different beliefs and assumptions and rules that we make of what we have to do to manifest. And because we are the gods of our reality, those rules prove to be true, right? It shows that these are the things that I have to do. Because I found myself kind of like I touched on this in a video as well, where I was like, okay, like I realized that I'm not really in the mood to affirm or like really like actionably create. Not that I don't want to create. There are things that I want to create. There's things I want to experience. But because I'm not in, like, my reality is truly, honestly, you guys, like living my dream life. Everything is so good. So there's not much for me to want or long for, right? But there's obviously so much more that I could expand into. And so I was like, but without the motivation to affirm, without the motivation to do a technique, it was like I kind of didn't know what to do. But I realized that me believing that I need to do a technique in order to manifest more abundance, expansion, beauty, and I don't mean just physically, I mean that too, but just beauty of life, of experience, a blissful experience. If I'm believing that I have to do some technique to get that, then that's the only reason why I have to do some technique to get that, right? So, okay. So the trying energy, right? I feel like my last robotic affirming challenge, which was manifesting instantly, right? what it did was made me very aware in all the moments where I was denying myself. And that's it right there. But all the moments where I was denying myself, oh, it's not here. Oh, not yet. Oh, soon, but oh, look, nothing in 3D, all of those times. And that is where the energy of, well, all of those times I was denying myself. Instead of denying yourself and putting rules and putting, stipulations on what you can have and what you have to do before you can have it, accept it. Give it to yourself. Decide that, yeah, I have this now because I said so. Not because of 3D, not because of anything, not because of my past, not because of anything, but except for the fact that I say so right now, that I have it, right? So instead of denying yourself the desire, give it to yourself. But now let's get back to being perfect. So what I realized is that all of the trying, right? I have some notes here. All of the trying, all of the action, all of the lack, right? Said that at 11 minutes and 11 seconds. All of that comes from the belief that you are not perfect and whole now. Everything that you think that you have to do, whether that be affirming, whether that be even when it comes to like changing your core beliefs, which I'll touch on that in a minute, but subliminals, chanting, whatever the fuck you think that you have to do, like the reason that you think that you have to do that is the reason why you have to do that, right? Like, is the reason why you think you have to do that comes from the part of you that believes I am not. There we go. Said that right. The part of you that says, I need to go affirm, I need to go script, I need to do this, is coming from the part of you that says, I am not, most of the time. Sometimes we do techniques for the joy of it. I 100% believe that. Sometimes you're just excited. You're just like, I accept this thing's mine. I love daydreaming about it. I love going there in my imagination, right? But a lot of times, especially when we're frustrated, when we're toiling, it's coming from, I am not. And so realizing that reality is reflecting back to you moment to moment. We're all waiting for this moment to happen. The moment where you have everything that you want. That moment doesn't exist. Why? Because the moment that you have everything that you want, there's another everything for you to want. That is how God engineered us. And that is how God itself is engineered to continue expansion and infinity. This is why God goes on forever, because God is not satisfied. God didn't create the solar system. I was like, that's good enough. No, he created billions and quadrillions and fulfillions more solar systems and planets and stars and galaxies and all of this stuff, right? Because God is expansion. So now when you really identify with that God self, I am perfect, right? There's nothing missing from me. And I had already had that peace. That was why I didn't feel like doing anything, but I didn't have this knowledge to go along with that peace because I was still assigning meaning to action, even if that was manifestational action, affirming, saturating my mind. Something that I would always say was like, the world is made to keep you asleep. So you have to wake yourself up every day. But do you really? Can you not just accept that you are woke? I hate that word, but no, I don't hate it, but I don't like that word, but that you are awake, right? That you have awoken, that you are the highest, the big G God, not the little one, right? So if you really are, because it's like I said in the beginning, I feel like we have this awareness like, yeah, I'm the avatar and God is also with me here and we're kind of doing this thing together, but we're not realizing that, no, you're all perfection. So back to what I was saying with the cyst, I realized this cyst, I mean, it was indicative of a few things for me, but it's showing me the part of me that believes that I'm not perfect, that believes that illness can exist in me, that is not identifying with her divine self, right? Because as my divine self, I can't be sick, right? So accepting that you're perfect and stopping believing in limitation. Stop saying, well, I haven't done it well. it's out there in the future. Well, I'm not good enough yet. Well, I'm this, I'm that. No. Because you are literally perfect right now. You're perfect right now. And all of the things, all of your rebuttals to that statement come from the belief deep, deep down beneath all of your core beliefs that you're imperfect, that there's something wrong with you, that you're not good enough yet. There's more, right? And so let me just move on. So then I want you to create from the point of a limitless creator. I want you to create from that identity of God. God does not really affirm from anything, right? God does not script for anything. God does not hope for anything, right? Stop it, babe. My cat is still trying to play with my feet. She's like in and out of sleep and play at my feet right now. What, babe? But anyways, so God does not do that. So like the problem that you think is so big, right? For instance, I guess I'll talk about my cyst on here. It was disgusting, but whatever. But I was afraid. Oh God, what's going to happen to me? Something the size of a golf ball that's excruciatingly painful in your chest, what's going to happen to me? Like, I need to go to the doctor. I haven't been to the doctor, guys. I don't even remember the last time I've been to the doctor, right? And I realized in that moment that I'm basically saying that this thing is bigger than God. Whatever it is that you're facing that you feel like, oh God, it's so intimidating. Oh, I can't come over oh, this is bigger than me. You're deciding that this thing is bigger than God when you really are identified with that, right? I talk a lot about Jesus and how Jesus was the example of being incarnated as man, but simultaneously fully aware that you are God, right? And so when we think about Jesus and how he performed his miracles and how he manifested, it wasn't a process. It was an instant acceptance that it is because I said so. It is because I looked at you. It is because I touched you. So, all right, now this is a feeling too, you guys. And this is what I want you to tap into, okay? I want you guys to release the power in action, trying, and lack. Circumstances, 3D, past. I want you to release the power that you put into that because you put power into that, right? You decide that, yeah, this thing is what creates for me. Me doing this thing is what's going to make this thing happen for me. When the whole time it's already happened. Everything is now. Either it is or it is not. And either you are consciously aware and being in that reality or you're not consciously aware and being that reality. It's either one or the other. So when you come into the acceptance that you are perfect, right? That you can't, like, you are perfect. So you can't be lacking. You can't be ill. You can't be alone. You can't be unsupported. You can't be unloved. You are absolutely perfect in all of your ways, right? So when you're knowing that, and you're knowing yourself as a divine being, the divine being, not a divine being, the divine being, and you're creating from that aspect of all that I want is now an instant, like the feeling that it feels like to me, you guys, is since I'm perfect, there's no need for me to try. Definitely no need for me to want, right? There's no need for me to want. There's no need for me to try. There's no need for me to put power into a technique. There's only a need for me to become aware in all the moments that I can that I am the one that has it all, that can choose, that can have, that does have, that all is unfolding for me. And what this does, you guys, is it takes away, like since I'm a divine being, since I am God, there's nothing to fear. There's nothing to be afraid of, right? And fear is one of the main things. Stop that. Fear is one of the main things that allows us or prevents us from going in the direction of our desires fully. So letting go of fear, letting go of trying, right? A lot of you guys you guys been like in a layover. You're trying to get from this place to your desire, and you've been on the layover of tryingville for years now. Trying. Every day you wake up, you're conscious that I'm trying to make this thing happen. Come out of that. Come into your God self knowing that it's done, right? So how do we get this? How do we do this, right? Let's get into the challenge. So those of you who like robotic affirming, this is your affirmation. I am perfect in all ways. I only manifest absolute perfection. Okay? So with that, you're perfect in all ways and you only manifest absolute perfection. I want you guys to really feel into that. So there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing lacking. There's nothing you need to go get. There's nothing you need to try. It's all done on your behalf, which actually brings me to a point that I forgot to talk about. This is another thing that Candace was talking about. The way that she put it was, instead of going into trying, right, forcing, come into the energy of God has already knocked it out the park for me. That's the way she put it. I love that. But you're coming into the fact that since I am God, it's done for me already. God has already done this for me already. It's not you, the avatar, you guys. And I'm going to talk more about this, but it's not you, the avatar, that's doing anything. You're simply pointing, and the God self is making that thing happen on your behalf. But the problem with that is that we point and then we say, oh, that couldn't really happen. So the God self starts to go that way. And then like, oh, it couldn't really happen. So it can't. We're like, oh yeah. We point and we're like, oh, but that's going to take so much time. And then so God self is like, okay, we're going here. Oh, but it's going to take so much time. Okay. Like we contradict our desires. We put limitations. We put stipulations on our desires. Oh, well, this can't happen until that. So God's like, oh, okay, well, this can't happen until that, right? This is just your mirror. This reality is an emanation of you, the same way that you are an emanation of God, right? So if you, since you are pure perfection now, then all you can emanate is perfection. So there can be sort of like an anxiety with creating, right? And manifesting. Like, oh my God, what if I create the wrong thing? Oh my God, what if this, what if that? Oh, is this? There's kind of like an anxiety around life in general. But what this does is it puts you in the mode of everything I do is perfect. Everything is unfolding perfectly for me, right? Something I've said in previous videos is I want you to imagine that you're a goddess that has descended down on earth, right? You're a goddess that's descended down on earth. Like, if you're a goddess that's descended down on earth, would you be chasing anybody or anything? No. People would come from miles to worship you, to adore you, to bring you gifts, right? To make you happy, to just get a look at you because you're just so magnificent, right? I want you to come into that energy. Now, this is for my Discord members. I was going to put it in the Discord, but it's not like I need to be able to explain it. So beyond robotic affirming, because I know there are people who are actionable people. They can't just catch a feeling, right? Or they believe that they can't. So for you guys are robotically affirming for, at the bare minimum, 10 minutes a day, but ideally all day long for a week. I am perfect in all ways. I only manifest absolute perfection. Now, for those of you in my Discord, I say my Discord because to me, I see that the people in my Discord are some of like the more advanced manifestors on this channel. I just noticed that. These are the people that show up to my lives consistently. These are the people, like when they're talking to each other, it's like me talking to y'all. They know this stuff through and through, and they're having the same shifts that I'm having. So for those of you, what I want you to do is do nothing. I want you to do no technique. I want you to be aware of the times where you feel the need to do a technique, where you feel the need to say, okay, this thing's not working, or, oh, I need to make this thing happen, right? Those are the moments where you come out of the state of the wish fulfilled. I want you to not do no technique in the name of whatever, life's whatever, and just, be, undisciplined in your mind. But I want you to do no techniques from the identity that I am perfect. I'm perfect. And if this reality is nothing but me, then everything is perfect. Everything is perfect. Everything is unfolding perfectly for me. Then if this reality is nothing but me and I'm perfect, then my desire has to be true. If this reality is nothing but me and I'm perfect, then my friend that's struggling can't be struggling. They're doing wonderful. This perfection that I emanate affects everybody around me. It's affecting everybody around me. All this perfection all around is affecting everybody around me. It's affecting me. I can't be ill. I can't be broke. I can't be lonely. I can't be anything but perfect. And therefore, I can't need. There's nothing I can need. There's nothing I can lack. So what it is really is a continuous acceptance that you are perfect and therefore 100% fulfilled and whole. And in that awareness, you guys, and you'll know, right? Because some of you will watch this and say, well, if I'm perfect and there's nothing I need to do, why do I need to robotically affirm? And if you feel like that, then you should be doing the second challenge, right? But if you're like, yeah, that sounds good, but I don't really trust that, do the first challenge so that you can create that belief. But I have been really deepening into this, you guys. And I can just tell it's going to take me very far. It's going to take all of us very far. So that's the challenge, you guys. 7 days. What day is it? It's Monday. Perfect. So 7 days of accepting your perfection. I'm perfect in all ways, and I only manifest absolute perfection. What this does is just like the highest timeline. I think this is the best thing since the highest timeline, is it creates an expectation of perfection. It creates the expectation for things to go perfectly for you. And even when you're not expecting that, you're going to be aware of the times where you expect things to take long, where you expect delays, where you expect things not to work out, where you expect failure. You're going to be aware of that. Then you're going to walk yourself back to the realization that, no, I'm perfect. So of course it's going to be perfect. I'm perfect. Everything is perfect. I'm divine. And this is coming from, once again, knowing your God self. Your God self has no flaw. It has no problem, right? Reverend Ike said, he didn't say it exactly like this, but he basically said, the God in me has no problem. It has no problem. So if I'm having a problem, like, he didn't say that's a problem, but, if we're having a problem, it's up for us to come back to the knowledge that there is no problem. There can't be a problem because we're absolutely perfect and divine. Okay? So I am intending that helps you guys. I know that it does. It's all that cat hair or fuzzies floating all around. I'm intending that this helps you guys. I know that it will because it's, that thrax. One thing I'm going to give y'all is that thrax every single time. Hit the notification bell if you guys want to catch me live. I love going live. I'm going to start trying to do more recorded videos. Not less lives, but more recorded videos. But yeah, like the video if it helped you. Share it if you would like to help someone else. If you would like to join my Light of Love program for manifesting love or a specific person, check out the Stand Store. If you would like to join my Business Divine for quantum leaping in your business, check out my Stand Store. Join my Patreon if you would like to know and manifest along with me. They get access to my videos, my epiphanies, what I do day to day, all of that in real time. So you can join that in the description if you would like to. But other than that, I am sending you all so much love. I love and appreciate you all so much for being here. I have the best community on YouTube. I really believe that. I know that. So thank you all for just being yourselves. And yeah, can't wait to hear your success stories. Definitely come back and bring your success stories in the comments. Tell me, what does a perfect life mean to you in the comments as well? And I'm sending you guys infinite love, and I will see you all in a video soon.